Well, welcome to Moist Nougat. I'm the kid.
And I'm Dana Lee.
We got swept. Houston swept the Yankees.
Yes.
We look like shit. Anyways, we're gonna get into our topic, and this is the weirdest things we've seen. Some of the weirdest things we've seen.
Right.
And I know that there's stuff that I've seen that I just couldn't rack my brain to come up with. I mean, some of the stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
But what do you got for one of the weirdest things you've seen?
Well, I know that I was about 16 years old. It was on the east side of Canandaigua Lake. So, of course, I was growing up in Canandaigua, New York. And
You're going UFO here.
oh yeah, definitely going UFO.
I've heard this one before.
Yeah, and a good buddy of mine, Jimmy Cal. So we were doing a cleanup, fix up deal. Some work had been done, and we were just coming in. Jimmy's father sent us in to just straighten up. So we take a break. We go outside. I don't know, probably throwing a football around on the yard or something, but we're just out there killing some time. It's daylight. There's no sun. Total clouds. And we're on the east side of the lake. We're not that far down, but you're in a high enough elevation where you could probably see, the whole area of eyesight was probably at least 12 miles.
Yeah.
Well, daylight too. Again, though, the sun's not coming through the clouds at all. It's just solid blanket. And I don't know if he or me, because it was a long time ago, said, "Did you see that?" I might have said it. And he said, "Look it up there, and in those clouds right there." He said, "Go about halfway out the lake and look up." And there was another one, and it was just like I want to say a lightning bolt. No sound though, and it was a stream of light that just shot down through the clouds as far as you could see.
Yeah.
A stream, and you know what it looked like though? When I say a stream of light, it looked like the spotlights at night. And when they're moving them,
Right. We talked about that, and you said it was definitely not spotlights because of the way they were moving.
it was light enough out. I don't think a spotlight would have even done anything at that time. In that amount of light that we had in the daytime. So this went on for about, we stood out there and watched it for about 20 minutes. And, it would have been great to have one of today's cell phones.
So you could get some video of it, yeah.
Yeah, but this thing just went on, and we're like, it's got to be lightning. But it's going in a lightning will tend to, spider web out.
Right.
Just a straight line down, straight line back. It wasn't always going in the same direction.
I think there's a thing called rope lightning.
Yeah?
This could be a Denoublier moment.
Denoublier ice cream?
Yeah. We'll fill you in on that here in a second.
But we figured, what is this? Is too weird. It's like 20 minutes. We're 20 minutes in on this because we just didn't want to leave at that point. It's
right.
like, let's just keep checking this out, see if something else happens. But no sound, just light shooting down. Then it would come back.
Yeah, close encounters of the lake kind.
Up in the clouds.
The Denoublier thing it goes back several years. We were playing some game.
Yeah.
At Carrie the Bully's house when we lived in New York.
Right,
still.
right.
And it was supposed to be a flavor of ice cream. And we were all, like you can't use like some of the obvious like chocolate. And Carrie the Bully says Denoublier. And we're like, no, because I actually think that's like a cigar or something like that. It's not,
a Denoublier.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, and he was in the business of
he gave it like the Denoublier.
Yeah.
To make it sound a little different.
Give it the European
cigar.
flair.
But that's what the whole Denoublier thing is about.
Yeah.
One of the weirdest things I ever saw was in Canandaigua when I was, teenager, riding our bikes around town and stuff, and we were down Main Street, and cops and ambulances and all kinds of shit just went flying down, and we were close, and they turned down one of the side streets.
Uh-huh.
And so we just, started pedaling. We're like, let's go see if we can find out what the hell's going on. And we were out there, and they brought a guy out from behind one of the houses on a stretcher, and it looked like his face had been completely burned.
Wow.
And we later on heard that it was possibly a hoax. We never really found out the true story about it.
Huh.
But we had heard that there was a guy that took a blowtorch to another guy's face. But then we later on heard that it was a hoax.
Oh, wow.
Never really found out whether it was or wasn't a hoax.
God, I never did hear anything about
that.
that.
That was weird. Seeing him roll this guy out on a stretcher, and his face was just...
Wow. What the hell happened?
Yeah. We happened to be like right in that area, and this old Jeep goes by. The rear left tire like comes right off and like passes the car.
Oh my God.
And the lady like stops and jumps out and starts chasing the tire down the road.
Oh my God.
And it was just weird. It was like, well, how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, really.
And it's like, you're not going to catch it. You've been better off just to stay in the Jeep and try to chase it down, because that tire's moving.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And I don't think the tire hit like anybody's house or anything. I think it finally like bounced off the curb and fell over or something. And but she was fast. Speaking of bodies, when I was, God, I couldn't even tell you how old I was. Like kindergarten, first grade kind of age. Back when, those kids walked to school.
Sure.
We walked to school. The whole neighborhood, you just kind of like as you were walking by the house, the next kid would come out and run down and join the group. And, the school wasn't super far away.
Right. Sure.
But we're walking, and we walk through this driveway where we usually go cut behind their house and then up over the dike, because the school's on the other side of the railroad tracks.
Right.
And we're walking through there, and the girl comes out that lives there, and it's got a detached garage, 2-bay garage, and there's a car running inside it. Both doors are closed.
Oh.
So me and another kid opened the door, and right in front of us is her dad.
Whoa.
Who committed suicide.
Oh, no.
His head was laying right underneath the exhaust pipe.
Oh, my God.
Of course, she freaked out, ran in the house. I think we just continued on to school. I don't think we even knew what the hell was going on at that age.
Yeah.
We didn't realize he was dead or anything, but
sure.
Looking back on it, you were like, damn.
Wow. Well, I was just a little guy, and my mom had to go to the store. Now, I got to put this in context. I sat in the front seat with her. I was probably, I remember it happening. I was probably like 4 years old. I don't think I wasn't quite kindergarten. I was a year away from that.
Right.
So I had to be 4 years old. And I remember sitting in the car on the front seat. In 1956, cars did not have seatbelts.
Nope.
And like I said, I'm sitting there, and of course I can look up at the windshield, but I can't see out. And I'm looking at the door. I remember just looking at the door to my right, and I was like, So she backs out. We go up. We lived in a street called Beechwood Drive. She drove up to, that was not Roosevelt, McKinley. She drove up to McKinley. This was when I was living in a little town called East Rochester, New York. When she made the turn, what did crazy me do? I reached out, had my weight against it. I opened the door.
Yeah. Did you fall out?
Out I went. The next thing I know, all I know is it happened so quick, but she was making a turn. So let's guess how fast she was going. She's making a turn. She's starting
70,
to accelerate.
70, 80 maybe?
Yeah, something like that. And the thing of it is the side of the road, is usually just little cinders. And so she might have been doing 10 miles an hour.
Right.
I would think at the very most.
Yeah, but that speed, you're still catapult.
Oh, yeah. Out I went. And she made the turn and probably witnessed the door opening, and I'm going out. She probably can't believe her eyes.
Right.
And she came to a stop. All I heard was screaming, but I'm sitting upright. And somehow I went out, tumbled on the cinders. It knocked both my shoes off and my socks. I'm sitting there barefoot. I'm just sitting there barefoot on the side of the road. So how I tumbled and how I ended up, I hadn't moved. I was just sitting there. I was thinking, what? And I can remember her screaming, come running to me. And she gets right down in my face, and she's just checking me all over. And she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah. Yeah." And I didn't have a scratch on me. Nothing.
Yeah.
Knocked my shoes and socks off.
Well, that's like, when you call your friend and say, like, wear this to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more of a girl thing. I don't think guys usually called each other at night and said, "Hey, make sure you wear your plaid skirt tomorrow."
In my circles, no, that never happened.
It didn't in mine either, but I didn't want to be chauvinistic and say that it was only a girl thing, but I think it is only a girl thing. Remember, tomorrow we're matching. Saddle shoes and plaid skirts.
Important stuff. Saddle shoes, plaid skirts. It's 1955.
It's still a good look, though.
It is.
What is your number one scariest moment?
Well, it's actually happening right now. It's at this particular moment, I've got to pee so freaking bad. So I thought, okay, this is a scary moment for me. So how do I stop a podcast? We're heading into number one. And I've got to go.
You just run and pee, and I'll keep things going with the crowd.
You cover for me.
And I'm not even going to stop cameras and shit.
Don't stop a thing. The old guy's got to pee. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I'm going to fire his ass after this. Give him one fucking ginger ale. This is what happens. Everything come out all right?
Yes. It was a successful trip. Oh, my God. How's that for live entertainment? Talk about bailing out. Damn. It was the walk of shame coming back here. It was like, how am I going to explain this?
Well, there's the thing called editing.
Editing, so yes, thank God.
Most people won't even know that happened.
So
unless I decide not to edit it out. But then the podcast will be 4 hours and 16 minutes. Or a good time to call this one an episode.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
I am the Kid.
I'm Dan Lee.
We'll catch you next time.